please.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mekala,
Yes, ma'am.
start pa.
Okay, ma'am. A fine morning to one and all who are gathered for this international webinar. Today we are here to gather more information about microbes, the guardian of ecosystem. Let us begin the program with the welcome address. Here comes Dr. K. Kohila, the coordinator, to deliver the welcome address.
Yes, thank you. A lovely and warm morning to one and all present here. It is a matter of pride for me that I am proposing welcome address in this grand occasion. First of all, I welcome our college correspondent, Dr. Abhirupan, who gave various supports to conduct many programs like this. Welcome, sir. A man of simplicity, dynamic in nature, who introduced digital environment to our college. None other than I wholeheartedly welcome our college principal, Dr. C. Ashok, sir. I take this occurrence to welcome all the participants from various countries. Without your earnest cooperation and participation, we cannot able to execute this program. Welcome you all. So I want to extend my generous welcome to staff advisors of Anjak Exnora, an energetic team I never seen before. Welcome you all. I would like to welcome Anjak Exnora volunteers and students of Anjak. Once again, I welcome you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your warm welcome. Next, I welcome our Principal Dr. C. Ashoka to give away the presidential address.
Please unmute yourself.
Skip it for Mekhala.
Okay,
Take the next program, chief guest introduction. Okay.
Next, I call upon Mr. S.J. Vigneshwaran, the staff advisor, to introduce our chief guest.
Very good morning to one and all. It is my pleasure to introduce our chief guest of this valuable program, Dr. Saravanan Narasimha Perumal, senior scientist, team leader, Signpost Diagnostics UK. He is a man started his journey in the field of microbiology from our college. Yes, he did his UG and PG degree from our college, Ainada Janagyamal College, in the year 2004 as a UG student. Then he moved to Baridasan University, Trichy, for his MPhil studies and completed his MPhil in 2008. He completed his doctoral research in evaluation of fouling assemblage in open seepage culture materials from Annamalai University, Chidambaram in 2018. Apart from his academic and research skills, he is also a certified open water scuba diver and certified in good manufacturing practice training and good laboratory practice training. He started his career as a project scientist in Earth System Science Organization, National Institute of Ocean Technology, Ministry of Earth Science, India in 2011 and served in that position till 2018. Then he moved to UK and served as an extraction scientist in Perkin Elmer Labs UK Limited between 2019 to 2021. At present, he is working as a senior scientist, team leader in Signpost Diagnostic UK. Apart from that, he is specialized and technically sound in microbiological techniques like aseptic techniques, microbial isolation, identification techniques, cell cultural maintenance, sterilization techniques, then high throughput screening, molecular biology tools, microscopic techniques, chromatographic techniques, etc. His profile is going on. I would like to welcome our chief guest for this wonderful program. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now it's time to enter into the main session. It's my pleasure to invite the chief guest of today's meeting, Dr. Saravanan Narasimha Perumal, senior scientist, team leader, Signpost Diagnostics in United Kingdom.
Yeah. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. And thank you very much for Anjak Exnora. And I would like to express my sincere thanks to our chief patron and convener. And also, I would like to give my thanks to organizing secretaries and organizing committee and student coordinators. It's become a big honor to me that the college where I have studied, in that college, I'm giving this international lecture regarding these microbes, arranged by Ainadar Janahi Amal College. I'm very happy to be here. And when I was approached about this international conference or webinar, and I was asking like, how can I give, because I'm basically from a microbiology background. So the ma'am Jivarani ma'am and Vigneswaran and people asked me to give the lecture regarding conservation of ecosystem. Then we discussed and we decided to give the lecture regarding like how these microbes is helping to our ecosystem, how they are helping to conserving the ecosystem. Yeah. So I'm very happy to give this lecture regarding microbes, the guardian of ecosystem. And in this lecture, like actually, I understand that not only the scientific community, also the non-scientific community people are also participating. So I'm not giving this lecture as a fully in scientific manner, like talking about so many scientific principles and concept and all, because it should be easily understandable to each and everyone, like whoever doing mathematics or Tamil or any other subject languages students, or even laymen also should understand this lecture. That's why I prepared this presentation to show the how these microorganisms protecting our environment. Generally, the thought is the microorganisms. தமிழ்ல சொல்லணும்னா நுண்ணுயிர்கள். ஆனா நமக்கு கேட்கறது எல்லாமே கிருமிகள் தான் நம்ம கேட்போம். சரிங்களா? So ஒரு if you're watching any TV advertisements or something, they will show that microorganisms are like a dangerous one. They are enemies to our environment, like that. ஸோ அப்படி பார்க்கும்போது எல்லாருக்கும் என்ன திங்கிங், அந்த மைக்ரோப்ஸ் அப்படின்னாலே வந்து ஒரு கெடுதலான விஷயம் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி. பட் தேர் ஆர் சோ மெனி திங்ஸ், that invisible things are there, that microorganisms providing the good things to us. So today in our lecture, I will give that general opinion, like general importance about these microorganisms, how they are giving a how they are become a guardian of our ecosystems. Yeah. And the small introduction about what is the microbes, and small introduction about this, what is the ecosystem and the types of ecosystem, and how can we interrelate this both the ecosystem and the microbes. I think with this short introduction, I can start my presentation. Yeah, please, I will share my screen. Hope everyone can see this slide. Yeah, thank you. So this is that microbes, the guardian of ecosystem. Yeah, you know very well about myself. And okay, I will start with an ecosystem. Yeah. So what is an ecosystem? So ecosystem, we know very well that this is the community of living organisms interacting with each other and their non-living environment. So the ecosystem is means not only the living things, it includes the non-living things as well. Yeah. So how this ecosystem is made up of, like a biotic and abiotic factors. Means biotic means living things, and abiotic factors means non-living things, like for example plants, animals, bacteria. Yeah. So these living things and non-living things like rocks, soil, water, and sun, these non-living things, uh, living things involved to make an ecosystem. So there are many types of ecosystem based on the concept of natural and artificial ecosystem. You can classify the ecosystem in two types. One is the natural ecosystem and artificial ecosystem. So in this natural ecosystem, the ecosystem is further classified into the land ecosystem and aquatic ecosystem. Further, the land ecosystem is classified into the forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, and desert ecosystem. So the land ecosystem means mainly it includes the plants and grass, all these greenery things. Yeah, mainly. And the aquatic ecosystem, the name itself will tell you that aquatic means water. So it's a water-based ecosystem, like it may be a pond or ocean or estuaries. Artificial ecosystem, yeah, this artificial ecosystem is developed by the human being. So like a ecosystem, that what we are doing, agriculture and even a swimming pool, uh, like a big wastewater treatment plants, that also coming under this artificial ecosystem. So these are all the ecosystem, different type of ecosystem, like a natural and artificial ecosystem. Next, how this ecosystem is important, how it is related to our human life. Yeah. So this ecosystem, what I meant earlier, that all living things and non-living things, very important to human being. First, for example, like it gives the economically beneficial to us. Yeah, we are getting many products, like getting honey from forest. We are getting many byproducts from the microorganisms. So it's giving a good economic support. And this ecosystem provides a resource. It's a good resources. It has a good resources, like so we are getting vitamins. We are getting many value-added products from this ecosystem. So it has a good resource, and not only to the human, it gives good support to the community which is present in this that particular ecosystem. Like one microorganisms providing some support to the another microorganisms, and one like for example, you can say the food web. So it giving life support by energy exchange, and it gives interdependency, like each microorganisms and all other living things are depend with another one for their uh, life cycle. Yeah, it may be for your food or um, health or something. So interdependency is the main criteria in these ecosystems, and maintaining the balance. Here, the maintaining the balance is the existence of this ecosystem, that world, or all these ecosystems is based on the many living things. So like for example, bacteria, fungus, animals, all these living things are giving that a good support to protect and maintain that ecosystem. So this the ecosystem is very important for maintaining the balance. Next, we'll come to the microorganisms. As I said earlier, that microbes means the people have that negative opinion, like this is very dangerous to our human being. But seriously, not like that. We can say that like not only microorganisms, all living creatures. You can see that if you are not disturbing them, they will not do any harmful effect to you. Yeah. For example, if you are walking on the street, some dog will be there. If you're not disturbing them, they will not do anything. If you are doing something, then also they will not do anything. Just they will try to protect them. So likewise, the microorganisms also, it's the microorganism presence everywhere in the world. Yeah. Even that researchers, they're saying that these invisible microorganisms, they are, if you're taking the weight, they are more than our living things. Yeah. If you are weighing our all living things like animals or birds, they'll become less. The weight of the microorganisms will be higher. So everywhere microorganisms are there. So these microorganisms doing very good things to us, but we don't know that. Yeah, here I have given some pictorial representation about these microorganisms. So these microorganisms, this is cartoon-like pictures about different type of microorganisms. So microorganisms are simply like living things. These are tiny creatures. We can only see them with the help of microscopes. So some interesting fact about these microorganisms I have given here. So see, you can see the life cycle of these microorganisms here. It has only 12 hours. You think about our life cycle. We have an average lifespan of 60 years, but these microorganisms, it varies based on that different microorganisms, but generally, if you are considering bacteria, it has only 12 hours. See, like for here in this picture, you can see that in the noon time, so, the bacteria, it has got born in the noon time. So 3 p.m. it become this much big, and 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. and midnight it will be died. So this only these 12 hours. Yes, in these 12 hours, it's doing so many amazing things in this world. But unfortunately, we can't see all these amazing works. Yeah. So this is what microorganisms. And as I told earlier that these microorganisms, they are the oldest form of life on the earth. Yeah, the researchers, they are saying that the bacteria found 3.6 in the fossil bacteria found in this world, like 3.6 billion years old bacteria found in this world. Yeah, but the Earth's life, age is 4.5 billion years old. But that microorganisms is existing from 3.6 billion back. This is what a general introduction about microorganisms. So this is the different type of microorganisms. Like we know it's very well that bacteria and viruses. And more than that, many microorganisms, they're fungi, protozoans, and archaea, prions, like that. Many microorganisms are there. So these microorganisms are playing a important role in this ecosystem to protect our ecosystem, also give some benefit to the ecosystem. Here in this slide, you can see that how these microorganisms involved in this uh, process of many principles, how it's involved in many process, how they are helping to the ecosystem. For example, nitrogen fixation, sulfur metabolism, and phosphorus cycle, carbon cycle, and decomposition of waste and dead materials. These are all the different process. In this process, these microorganisms involved and providing their best. So that's why we can call it that microbes are a backbone of ecosystem. So each and every aspect, like a nitrogen fixation alone, we can talk 1 hour. How the phosphorus cycle is happened, how these process that different form of phosphorus is converted into the that useful form for the plant system. So these are the different process in which the microorganisms involved to provide the nutrients to the plant system. And I told that microorganisms, they're having the short lifespan, like 12 years. So in that 12 years also, they are having many biological interactions in the ecosystem. That interactions can be classified into 2 types. One is short-term interactions, another one is long-term interactions. Okay, so I have seen already that the microbes are present in everywhere in the world. So it lives with other microorganisms, or it lives individually, or it lives in many part of the ecosystems and interacting with each other. So here in this interaction, the long-term interaction is called symbiosis. The symbiosis includes many principles, many process. For example, the symbiosis further classified into many types like commensalism, mutualism, amensalism, parasitism, competition, like that. So all like these biological people can understand this each process. So each and every process has a meaning that, for example, mutualism means that one microorganisms will produce some substances that substances will be used by the another microorganisms. So that another microorganisms will produce that extracellular substances. That extracellular substances will be used by these microorganisms. See here, this mutual understanding will be the between the microorganisms. This is called mutualism. So like that, each and every this method explain about that a role of microorganisms, how they are benefiting themselves and how they are benefit to the other microorganisms. With these process, how they are giving importance to the ecosystem, or how they are giving a good effect to the ecosystem. So we have seen that various types of ecosystems. The mainly we can tell that ecosystems, one is like a forest or a plant-based ecosystem, another one is water-based ecosystems. So these ecosystem is further classified into the many different types, but generally we can see that the forest ecosystem or that plant-based ecosystem, another one is water-based ecosystem. In these forest ecosystems, see, generally forest means what we will think that trees will be there, plants, and we can see some falls. So this is what we are thinking, that forest ecosystems. But The forest, it includes so many factors, means so many phase. See, these are all that different parts of the forest ecosystem. For example, the forest ecosystem consists of foliage, bark surface. Bark surface means nothing but the marapattagal. Generally, we are thinking about plants or trees in the forest, but each and every part of this forest ecosystem has important values. Also, these microorganisms playing an important role in each and every part of these forest ecosystems, like wood and ground vegetation like crops or small plants, and streams, wetlands, and roots and rhizosphere of the forest, and soil, litter, and dead wood, and rock surface, invertebrates. These all factors are these all are the part of the forest ecosystems. See, generally, okay, that microorganisms means we can say that, yeah, we know very well everyone that they are very useful for composting. Yeah, so we'll be getting fertilizers here. So in our college, you can see that we have many trees. So in the summer season, you can see that all the leaves will be fall. So these leaves will be collected by our workers and it will be stored somewhere that will be converted as a fertilizer. But who is doing all this work in the forest? The microorganism is doing all this work individually. Yeah. See, here in this different part of this uh, forest ecosystems is accompanied with by microorganisms. So yeah, the next slide you can see. This is that general concept. So the forest, I told you, the forest ecosystem, it has many different parts. So there, how the principle wise these microorganisms are helping to the ecosystems. The main one part of the ecosystem, forest ecosystem, is the rhizosphere place, means that below the tree in the earth. And then the litter and dead wood, and this is the soil. These three are the main part of that forest ecosystem. Here in this rhizosphere place means that the root area, these microorganisms playing that very important role, like converting that inorganic substances to organic substances and making that all nutrients to easily available form. Yeah, so the plant can easily utilize them. Yeah, so see, in our artificial ecosystem like cropland ecosystem, we are providing the nutrients to the plants. Yeah, we are putting that chemical fertilizers like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, generally called NPK. We are providing the fertilizers, chemical fertilizers to get a better yield. But in this natural ecosystem, all these nutrients will be provided by the soil with the help of these microorganisms. Yeah, here, for example, in this rhizosphere place, the bacteria, proteobacteria, actinobacteria, and the bacteroidetes, these group of bacteria playing important role to convert these inorganic substances to organic substance. Like unusable form of these nutrients will be converted into the useful form of nutrients. So plants can easily absorb these nutrients. So for example, in fungi, like ectomycorrhizal fungi, and these some of the bacteria, proteobacteria, these are all the main microorganisms playing a vital role in this rhizosphere area, and the litter and dead wood. So the litter and dead wood will be again, it is above the soil, but it's attached with the soil. Here, some different type of bacteria like proteobacteria and cellulotic microorganisms and fungal myceliums. So I know very well that microbiology students and science students can understand these microorganisms, but still other non-scientific community people at least will get a chance to understand like what type of to understand the different type of microorganism presence in this world. Yeah. So these decomposing of these dead wood or litter is done by these microorganisms, like especially fungal and bacteria. See, everywhere that here composting, for composting these materials, bacteria and fungi will be playing a main role. Here, the microalgae will not be playing any, not much role compared to this bacteria, because microalgae needs a good amount of water. They are, because they need a good amount of oxygen, that like carbon dioxide. That's why. So next, the third part of that forest ecosystem is that is soil. So these three are the main three part of that ecosystem, that forest ecosystem. Here also many type of bacteria and fungi, they are involving to forming that soil rich in minerals. Yeah. So soil means that various physiochemical parameters also involved in this soil, means not only the microorganisms, these physiochemical parameters also main factors to tell about that that soil fertility. Yeah. For example, organic matter and pH and moisture content of the soil and a nutrient content on the ions. So these are all the various physiochemical parameters, and these physiochemical parameters also supporting these microorganisms to provide rich nutrients in this soil area. For example, here acidobacteria is playing, again the proteobacteria is playing a vital role here, and firmicutes and acidobacteria are all that important family involved here, and mineral weathering bacteria and ectomycorrhizal mycelia. All these different type of microorganisms play a vital role in converting this soil into the usable form, means nutrient rich form of soil. Yeah. So these are all that different type of place the microorganisms involved to support this ecosystem. I told you that there are various part of that forest ecosystem, that foliage, wood, and bark surface, and ground vegetation, wetlands, and roots and rhizosphere, soil, litter, and deadwood. So generally we are thinking that, okay, microorganisms are there, they are doing their job, like converting these inorganic substance to the organic substance for a plant system or a forest, so you can they can easily absorb the nutrients and minerals from the soil. but there are so many different type of microorganisms like fungi, fungal spores, bacteria, and uh, even microalgae. They are they are providing that a good they are participating and providing good support to maintain this ecosystem always eco-friendly. Yeah, so here you can see that different type of bacteria like fungal spores. Generally, you know that in the atmosphere it has bacteria and fungal spores, and in the particular part of that foliage in the forest ecosystems is benefited by these bacteria like firmicutes, actinobacteria, and several fungi, and Liathomyces. And the wood means sometimes that plant that the part of the trees here it's having some microorganisms. Yeah, so that microorganisms playing a vital role to giving that moisture to the plant or providing the nutrients to the plant. So here these microorganisms, Ascomycota and Zygomycota, like various type of microorganisms, you can see lichens, yeast. So these are all the different type of microorganisms involved in this forest ecosystem, and they are providing good nutrient sources to the plants and trees. See here, this picture, we can see that I have told you already that different type of cycle like a nitrogen cycle, phosphorus cycle. This process is mediated by these microorganisms. Yeah. So here you can see this is the plants. It needs a nitrogen source. It need a phosphorus source. It need potassium. All these nutrients are very important to the plant system. So here, how these plants, they are getting the nutrients from this ecosystem, how the microorganisms, they are helping them to get all these uh, inorganic form of that nutrients to the organic form, means a usable form of these nutrients. So here, from the atmospheric nitrogen, it's converted into the usable form of nitrogen by the nitrogen fixing bacteria. So here, this kind of bacteria you can see in that legume root nodules, means a root plays a root part of the plants. And some of the nitrogen fixing soil bacteria, they are converting the atmospheric nitrogen into the ammonium, and these ammonium further converted into the nitrites by the nitrifying bacteria, and these nitrites further converted into the nitrates by the nitrifying bacteria. So this is the process how this forest ecosystem or a plant-based ecosystem, how they are getting the nutrients from the this environment with the help of microorganisms. Here, some denitring bacteria also converting this atmospheric nitrogen into the usable form of nitrogen to the plants. So some of the aerobic and anaerobic bacteria and fungi acting as the decomposers, they are also involving to convert the nitrogen into the usable form. Here, another one example like that, how this cropland ecosystems, how they are getting that nutrients and minerals from the soil with the help of these microorganisms. So here, this microbiome, the group of microorganisms, they are providing the various even that extracellular substances of that microorganisms, also the useful nutrients to the croplands. like flavonoids and malic acids, ethylene. These are the substance produced by the microorganisms, and these microorganisms also involved in this nitrogen fixation and phosphate solubilization, siderophores formations. Like some of the microorganisms, it has the capability to produce the siderophores, means like iron content. So these iron content will be useful to the plant system and providing antioxidants. So these all that nutrients and minerals will be provided into the root system of the plants and trees by the microorganisms. So we have seen that in the forest ecosystem, how the microorganisms playing a vital role, like providing healthy environment to the ecosystem for the trees, and also the cropland ecosystem. Also the microorganisms, they are giving providing the beneficial role. For example, we can see here in that cropland ecosystem, the nitrogen fixing bacteria, Azotobacter, and this fungus, Serentium indica, giving a good growth rate. Yeah, they are providing a good growth rate for the rice plant. And also this S. indica and Mycocilibacterium strains, they are providing that good effect to the tomato plants, means the plant is getting a big size of fruits, and the growth of the plant also good. And always that fungus, that mycorrhizal fungus, and plant growth promoting bacteria like a Bacillus subtilis. The Bacillus subtilis, it has enormous applications to the society. Yeah, these fungus and the bacteria, it's helping in that wheat plant. Yeah, so these are all that microorganisms, how they are helping that we can see that cropland ecosystem, how they are beneficial to the cropland ecosystems. The next one is aquatic ecosystems. So these aquatic ecosystems means it includes streams, pond, and ocean. Yeah, here we have seen in that land ecosystem, generally it includes that forest ecosystems and cropland ecosystem. There, the bacteria and fungi played a major role to maintain this ecosystem live, and providing various support to the plants for their growth and getting the nutrients. Here in this aquatic ecosystem, not only the bacteria and fungal, here this plankton called this microalgae also involved to provide various support to the ecosystem. Yeah, here first that this aquatic ecosystem, the microalgae, how they are giving the support to the, you can see the how they are supporting to the ecosystem. So here this microalgae are that they are a microscopic form. So they are found in even marine ecosystem and a freshwater ecosystem. And these microorganisms, see, this microalgae alone, it provide 50% of that oxygen requirement in this world. Yeah, so we know that these plants, trees, they are providing oxygen. So we are benefited from the forest ecosystem. We are getting the oxygen from the trees. But these invisible things, these microorganisms, especially these microalgae, they are also carrying out this photosynthesis process. And in the world, that 50% of that oxygen requirement is fulfilled by the microalgae, especially in the ocean. So, and moreover, these, you know, everyone very well know about our food chain, food web. and everyone is depending on all other animals or organisms for our life or food. Okay, so here in this food web, the microorganisms or microalgae, they are that initiator of that food web. See, from the microorganisms or microalgae, they are absorbing all that nutrients from the water. So they are purifying the water, and they are converting all inorganic substances to the organic substance. For example, in the forest ecosystem, in the soil, and also they are doing that, they are cleaning work in the aquatic ecosystem. After that, these microorganisms utilized by the some macroorganisms like a the small fishes and animals, uh, using these microorganisms as their food, and likewise the food web is followed. So these microorganisms is the main factor in the food web. So you can see here different type of microalgae like a spherical shape and helical shape. These are all the different form of microalgae present in the world, and they are the very basis in the food chain. I have told that these microorganisms, they are very helpful to the ecosystems, and not only doing all these roles like converting the minerals or nutrients from the unusable form to the useful form, they are also useful to the human being. Yeah, these microorganisms in this aquatic environment, they are producing various different type of enzymes like lipases, amylases, proteases, catalases, cellulase, phosphatase, like this different type of enzymes also produced by these microorganisms uh, as extracellular substances. So these enzymes used in various industries, for example, this protease enzymes used in these food industries, and the phospholipase enzymes are used in this bakery for making bread and all, and these amylases enzymes used in the uh, used for like a pharmaceutical environment, like converting that mixed form of sugar into the simple form of sugars. So these microorganisms not only the beneficial to the uh, plants or all other animals or only ecosystem, they are also beneficial to the human being. Here I will show on video like how these microorganisms utilizing their nutrients from the aquatic environment, and how these microorganisms utilized by the higher animals, how this processes takes place here. So in this previous video, it was clearly explained. So how these microorganisms, they are cleaning the environment. So they are utilizing that the nutrients from the water, and these microorganisms is further utilized by the higher animals. So in this way, the aquatic system is cleaned by the microorganisms. So you can see that our lake environment, or that reservoir, any that streams. Okay, so all these areas, aquatic that ecosystems are maintained, or we can say that protected by the microorganisms only. But what we are thinking that if that any that these kind of ecosystems are polluted, we are thinking that oh, here the microorganisms are spoiling this place. That is not the reason. Actually, these ecosystems are disturbed by our human being. Yeah, dumping all that chemical waste from the industries or our household waste dumped into this environment will become uh, dangerous to our ecosystems. But generally speaks, the microorganisms, they are doing that great job to protect our ecosystems. See, just you imagine that like some 50 years before, there was not much industries, there was not much this kind of factories. That time, all these ecosystem like lake ecosystems or pond ecosystem, it was protected by our microorganisms only. Yeah, the surface level, that in that water, the surface level was the algae, plankton will be there, and bacteria will be there. They are using that sunlight, and also the nutrients from the water means that what we are saying, that the dirty things is called inorganic substances. All these substances used by these microorganisms, and they are providing, means they are cleaning that water by using that inorganic substances, and providing some useful things to the higher animals. But nowadays, these all ecosystems are disturbed by our man-made activities. So we have to save our environment. We like microorganisms. So we should say that microorganisms are spoiling our life. Actually, the microbes are that the guardian of, really the guardian of ecosystems. Here, another one video I will show that how this microorganism naturally it's doing their job, like protecting this environment. Okay. Also, these microorganisms playing a vital role in artificial ecosystem as well. I told that actually generally that ecosystem is classified into two types. One is the natural ecosystem, another one is artificial ecosystems. So artificial ecosystem is called like a further classified into many different types. One is a cropland ecosystem, and I told that uh, swimming pool also like a artificial ecosystem, and many that sewage treatment plants are available in this world. These sewage treatment plants are operated by this the help of these microorganisms. Here I will show that how these microorganisms cleaning the sewage water, and providing that best, their best. sorry. Yeah, also in this video, you can see that different type of microorganisms and how in this video you can see that how that different type of microorganisms they are involved in this wastewater treatment plant, or they treating this dirty water. You can see in this video in the top that all different type of microorganisms names are given. So even you can easily even the non-scientific people, you can understand what is the name of the organisms, how they looks like. Yeah, I will continue the video. Yeah. So in this video, you have seen clearly that how these microorganisms, they are utilizing the nutrients or like that waste materials presence in the water. So this is the way these microorganisms, they are providing their burst in this artificial ecosystems. So in this video, you have seen that in the foreign countries, like developed countries, they are using the microorganisms to uh, clean their environment. Like for example, wastewater treatment. So in our India also, like a Baba Atomic Research Center, like when I was doing my master's dissertation work in Kalpakkam, our scientists were doing that activated sludge-based wastewater treatment researches. Yeah. So they said that activated sludge, that is nothing but the microorganisms collected from the our sewage. ஸோ நம்ம வீட்டு பக்கத்துலாம் சாக்கடை இருக்கும் பார்த்தீங்களா, அந்த சாக்கடையில் இருக்கக்கூடிய பாக்டீரியா. ஸோ அந்த பாக்டீரியா எடுத்து நீங்கள் ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஒரு 5 ml 10 ml வாட்டர் எடுத்து நீங்கள் ஒரு 1 லிட்டரில் நீங்கள் ஆட் பண்ணீங்க அப்படின்னா ஃபாஸ்ட்டாக போய் செட்டில் ஆகிரும். சில திங்ஸ்லாம் வந்து சில இதெல்லாம் வந்துட்டு மேலே அப்படி ஃப்ளோட்டிங்காகவே இருக்கும். ஸோ அந்த ஃபாஸ்ட்டில் செட்டில் ஆன திங்ஸ்லாம் வந்துட்டு கலெக்ட் பண்ணி எடுத்துட்டு ஃபர்தராக அதை வாஷ் பண்ணிட்டு திரும்ப அந்த மைக்ரோப்ஸ் அந்த அந்த ஃபாஸ்டில் செட்டில் ஆகக்கூடிய திங்ஸ் தான் வந்து ஸ்லெட்ஜுன்னுவாங்க. ஸோ அந்த ஸ்லெட்ஜ் those sludges have been used for the wastewater treatment. So those activated sludges, it's otherwise called as particulate bioflames. Those particulate bioflames used for the wastewater treatment. So here, see, in our environment, good bacteria, good microorganisms also there, and some of bad microorganisms are there. So if that good microorganisms, they get a suitable environment, they will do their role in proper manner. So the ecosystem will be maintained in the nice manner. So it will become eco-friendly. So when we are disturbing the ecosystems, it is all good microorganisms, they are not getting opportunities to do their role. So that time, all these bad microorganisms, they are proliferating more, and they are giving that dangerous effect to our ecosystem or human being. So here some of that that overall picture I have given, that how this microbial ecosystem is helpful to our environment. For example, first one is that removal of pollution in the soil, water, air. So we have seen the video also. For easy understanding, I have shown the video how these microorganisms utilizing that nutrient from the water, then followed by how these microorganisms utilized by the zooplankton or bigger than the micro animals, which is bigger than microorganisms. Then further, these zooplankton will be utilized by the small fishes. So like that, this cycle will continue in this aquatic ecosystem. So here, so one of the application of this microorganism is removal of pollution from the soil, water, and air. Another application is the wastewater treatment. And another one main application is the involving and in biogeochemical cycle, like for example, carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, and phosphorus cycle, and producing some bioactive compounds. So that bioactive compounds means nothing but the substance which is produced by the microorganisms. So for example, how we are getting sweat, in our body, the sweating is helping to maintain our body temperature. So like that, the microorganisms will produce some external substances. So those external substances called bioactive compounds, that compounds will be used by the root system of the plants. Also, these microorganisms useful to our society. For example, we can get biofuel from the microorganisms, bioelectricity, and some of the microorganisms are used as a probiotics. So this is how these microorganisms are highly useful to our ecosystems. Yeah. So as I told earlier, that microbes means doesn't mean that they are harmful to our society or our ecosystems. They are very helpful. They are friends to our ecosystem and human being. And if we are providing the good environment to them, they'll be highly useful to ourselves. So for example, see here, some of the bacteria I'm telling here, like for example, Escherichia coli, it is called E. coli. This is one of the microorganisms. It's present in our gut, means in our body, in our intestine. So these microorganisms helping to digest our food. And another one is that Pseudomonas putida. This microorganisms is mainly involved in bioremediation process. So bioremediation means nothing but what I told, that we have seen that video, like cleaning the environment, like a wastewater treatment, all other purposes. These kind of microorganisms are very useful. So this is that main microorganisms, the Pseudomonas putida, used in sewage water treatment. And another one microorganism is Lactobacillus acidophilus. So this is the microorganisms present in our milk product. So this is the microorganisms helping to convert our milk into the curd, so yogurt. And another one is Streptomyces species. So these kind of microorganisms present in the soil. So in these microorganisms only we are getting that antibiotic called streptomycin. So these are all the some organisms I have shown here, how they are useful to the ecosystems and human being. So here I have also explained that mainly two different ecosystems. One is forest ecosystems, another one is aquatic ecosystems. So in this forest ecosystem, many ecosystems are coming under this ecosystem. And aquatic ecosystem means mainly water-based ecosystem. It is called a lake or pond or a stream, ocean kind of ecosystem. So the microorganisms, they are highly useful, and they are providing nutrients, and they are cleaning the environments, and they are providing good sources like minerals, nitrogen, phosphorus to the plant community. And not only this forest ecosystem, the aquatic ecosystem, it's giving a good like what I can say, that beneficial activity to the our human being as well. So with this, I am finishing my lecture. So I see, when I started preparing these slides, I came to know that this lecture will be watched by the scientific and the non-scientific community people. That's why I didn't put much slides about explaining about that proper mechanism of chemistry, or that microbiological concepts, how these microorganisms involving in this concept, involving in this, these principles, and how they are doing. So I hope this presentation can be easily understand by all you people, like all different department students, and even that common people. So the main that principle, or like application of this microorganisms is converting that inorganic substances are form of nutrients into the useful form of nutrients. So this is happened in this soil, and even that wood or litter, waste everywhere. And also these microorganisms is helping to cleaning our aquatic environment, like utilizing all that are dirty things, like inorganic substances, and it's providing some useful substances. So that substances is useful to the human being, also the plant and trees as well. So that's why we are calling these microorganisms are the guardian of ecosystems. So that only that negative things is not negative means I am not saying about that microbes are negative. That negative aspect is they are invisible. So that's why the whatever they do, the common people cannot understand that, okay, these microorganisms are useful to us. So how they are understanding means based on their effect. So for example, I told you already that if there is any dirty smell is coming, then people easily will tell that, oh, that's a microorganisms are there, bacteria is there. That's why smell is coming. That means that is not due to mainly due to that microorganisms. That is due to our human being, means we are not providing that suitable environment to the microorganisms. That's why they are not able to do their work. For example, after coming all these surfactants like a soap or the chemical fertilizers and all these chemical use only, these all good microorganisms are suffering. They are not able to do their work. So how we are expecting from the microorganisms that microbes have to do good for our ecosystem. Likewise, we have to do our good things to this ecosystems. I know very well that our Anjak X Nora and NSS people are doing good job in our college, as well as many part of this our place, our town. So planting trees and cleaning the environment. Even you have created a Anjak Eco Park. See now. That is one of like a forest ecosystem, we can say, because now see many, I can see the many trees in that our college. That is a forest ecosystem, but created by the man. So I'm very happy to provide this lecture and explain about microorganisms. And also I'm very thankful to our college and the principal and our ex-NORA committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Meghala, are you there? For participants, if you have any queries or questions, you may ask.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable information. It was so informative, useful, and interesting. Thanks for sharing your knowledge and sparing your golden time for us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Finally, I call upon Mr. S.L. Rambabu, the staff advisor, to give away the vote of thanks.
And hello everyone, and it's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this one-day international webinar on microbes, the guardian of ecosystem. And first of all, I thank Dr. Saravanan Narasimha Perumal, senior scientist, team leader, SigmaPost Diagnostics UK, for sharing his impressive details about microbes. And we understood that microbes helps to balance our environment, how it helps our daily routine, and how it helps to maintain or balance our environmental system. Right? So we gained a lot of knowledge from him. Thank you, sir. And further, I thank our principal, Dr. Shia Ashok, for supporting us to conduct this one-day webinar. And I thank Dr. K. Kukla, coordinator and of Exnora. And I thank organizing secretaries, R.G. Rani and Mrs. S.D. Vijay. And I thank all other Exnora staff members, participants from various institutions, and Exnora students. And thanks for your active participation. Thank you, Ananda. Thank you.
Thank you, Rambabu sir. Saravanan sir, thank you for joining us, sharing your valuable information to our participants.
It's my pleasure to meet all you people in this occasion. Yeah. Thank you very much. I hope I can leave from this presentation now. Yeah. Once again, I thank all your ex-NORA committee. I can understand that you people are highly dedicated in all these lecturer things and all our departmental activities. You have so many works in this. Apart from that, you are doing involving in this that extracurricular things and supporting the students and making them to organize these things and asking them to provide what welcome address or organizing this program and all. Yeah, hope they will really understand when they are coming out from the college, when they are going to the industry or somewhere else, then they will realize that these kind of programs, how it's very highly useful. Yeah, I'm feeling very proud that I always feel proud in my workplace that I'm always differ from all other employees because I have been molded from our college. That's why the people can see the dedications and that work performance, everything from myself. So that time people will ask me that you are from which college and where you have studied the things. Then I will tell proudly that I have been from Ayanadar Janaki Ammal College. So everything because of professors, you people, and you are molding these students. And thank you very much for